So, perfect blue skies, almost no wind, beautiful sunshine. These are indeed conditions for the beautiful game. The backdrop here, picturesque, idyllic. No doubt one of the best days of the footballing calendar, and it has added to a really jovial, happy mood in the stands, helping to raise the level of sound by more than a few decibels. Shirt sleeve order, very much the dress code. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Lorenzo Insigne.
Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Well, you might think he got off lightly, it is just a verbal warning. Gets up to head it! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Alexandro. James Rodriguez. Fiorentina put together a 5-game unbeaten run away from home. Marquinhos. Alexandro. Fabinho. And it's James Rodriguez. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Alan is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final warning. Oh, that's fabulous!
And this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition now, when a player of his calibre can open up the scoring so fantastically. It could be a very long match for that defence to prevent a recurrence.
Dispatched expertly, nicely done. Fiorentina go ahead, 1 goal to the good. Napoli are the most prolific team in the league this season. Alan. Fabian Ruiz. Across the field it goes. Koulibaly. Fiorentina have hit the front early, a foothold in the game.
What a good start to the game. I think their play has been fast and inventive, and this is a fine example of early intent. They've begun as they mean to go on, and another goal is on the cards.
Napoli were grateful to the genius of their manager last time round.
He's a manager who understands how important the bench can be and the timing of substitutions. If needed, he's quick to make changes, and I just think he has more than a plan B.
Some clever movement up front.
Yeah, they're playing with a false 9, and no one's really holding a fixed position up there.
How does that work?
Well, I think it's an attempt to just confuse this defence with constant interchange and different movement.
And he's certainly caught him there, it's a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Malcolm. That's a promising run he's making on the right. He gets past his man. That's a promising ball. Hits one! Forward it goes. Just brushed off the ball there. Fiorentina are looking pretty solid right now in a period of the game when they have been vulnerable. Has a hit! Oh, that's a terrific save from the keeper.
Well, as test goalkeeper, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Up for a header! Fence has got rid of that. Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it. Ribery. Fiorentina scored early, of course, and the score is 1-0. He's making good use of... Has a pop! Zielinski had a hand in that goal, which gave his side the lead in their last match. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Fabinho. There too. Malcolm. James Rodriguez. Timely intervention. Zielinski. There too. He's had a look. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that. And it's Allen. Kaya Hahn. Lorenzo Insigne. Gets the better of his man. And out to safety. Oh, some tackle that. That's a foul, no two ways about it. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. True class! They have pulled themselves right back into it. And he's produced a beauty. That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, if anyone in this stadium thinks they haven't got value for money, I give up.
Malcolm! Malcolm! Good effort, and it is right on half-time. So, a very watchable game so far. Action at both ends and the team's level. That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half-time at 1-1. Fiorentina kick off the second half.
Fiorentina playing well with lots of opportunities and plenty positives to take from the first half. Despite this scoreline, converting chances would make a world of difference for them.
good ball. Malcolm! And oh! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Yeah, he'll be a little vexed with himself, having done well to get there first. Fabian Ruiz.
Napoli going about it patiently, perhaps too patiently. And the through ball is intercepted. Malqui in with the challenge. Allen. He's being closely tested here. Mario Rui. That's a throw. Fabian Ruiz. Malqui. Zielinski. Koulibaly hoists it forward. Marquinhos. Rodriguez boasts the best record in the team when it comes to receiving passes. Ribéry. Surely! And he's straight offside. Allen produced a goal in the last game to give his side a second-half lead. Finds himself eased off the ball. Ribéry drives it for face-to-face. He's gone for it! Goal! Fiorentina! And again they hit the front.
You know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Fiorentina get themselves into the lead. Fiorentina are again so strong during the core of the second half. Once more, it's a fruitful period in the game for them. There are two battles to win it back. Fabian Ruiz tries to get it forward quickly. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Marquinhos. Malcolm. There too. Fabinho. Alexandro. Ribéry. A really good feat from him. James Rodriguez. It's James!
A very nice shimmy to manipulate the space, and that was cleverly worked.
Now the ball's come loose and the chase is on. There too. Right through the middle. Promising move that. Good inroads into enemy territory, but no joy. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Well, it seems as though someone has been forced to pull up lame here.
Yeah, his pain is now pretty obvious, Peter. He's not the type who pulls up unless something's hurting.
He's got to continue, it seems, albeit a little gingerly.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
Allen. And it's fair too. Lanzini. Chiesa. Benteke. Plays it out to the wing. Look at the defender bombing forward. Big chance! It's in! Two to the good! They have breathing space!
Fiorentina are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
Well, the instruction from the manager would have been, go on and make yourself a nuisance and see if you can snatch a goal. Mission accomplished.
Fiorentina go 2 up and into a position of real strength. Rapidly approaching the end. 3 from 3 coming into today, soon to be 4 wins from 4. It is a terrific run. Breaks on here, nicely measured pass. Just going for goal! Insigne. Fabinho gets it back. Fair 2. 5 minutes left on the clock. Fair 2. Malcolm. A buccaneering run from the defender. Well read, he sorted that out. Usai plays it forward. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Malcolm. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Loses his balance and loses the ball. Now it's Benteke. Chiesa going through. Lanzini. Malcolm. And that is that. Fiorentina claim victory here, and on balance they were worth it. So Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Yeah, they had a game plan which was about hammering away in central positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
Well, thanks for your company, Jim, and a very good day to you. Well, welcome everybody to a part of the world where football really matters. There is a healthy tension, great expectation building in the lead-up to kick-off here. A little bit grey overhead, and indeed the forecast is for a drop or two of rain as the day grows older. But regardless of that, there is a lovely backdrop here. The ambience is good, smashing noise from both sets of supporters, and expectations high in both camps. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. We have already started here. Fiorentina boast an almost flawless record, just the one draw and the rest wins. And he's cut it out. Gets good distance on it. Beautifully done. Cross deflected behind for a corner. Keeper has beaten it away. He's gone for it! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, it was hit with great power, Peter, but sadly not great precision.
Alexandro. Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. Shapes to shoot! And the follow-up, it's broken loose. Good take, and he's had a look. Forward it goes. There too. And it's Lanzini. Cleared without complication. Fiorentina are applying all the early pressure. Yeah, well, Lanzini! Same again, same outcome.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
That'll go straight through to the keeper. Tries to get it forward quickly. Hoists it forward.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
Great run on the overlap here. Ball is over the line. Danger averted for now. There too. Loose. Good clearance and very necessary. And here's Lanzini. Alexandro. Quagliarella gets into a dangerous position. It's come through. He's got it. He's gone for it. Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and fast.
Well, that's where he wants it. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. And it's played forward. Malcolm. Oh, that's clearly not what he wanted to do. And it's Quagliarella. In with the challenge. Oh, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. Malcolm. Has a goal! Goal! Fiorentina! And it's Fiorentina who take the lead. Oh, high-quality goal, lovely first touch, sumptuous second. Fiorentina take the lead, 1-0.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
There too. Malcolm. Lanzini. And there's the end of the first half. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments. It ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think the scoreline offers a fair reflection of the level of endeavour from both teams. I think they lead because they did most of the probing. The more penetration, I think, should help them get the job done.
Fiorentina come off having scored the only goal of the game so far. It's been tight, it's been exciting, and there is certainly plenty for us to chew on during the break. Well, the action has already resumed here. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Lanzini spreads it towards the left. Nicely controlled. Out to the left it goes. Chiesa. Cut out in the nick of time. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Keeper sends it forward. Malcolm with a delicate ball. Chiesa looking to get on the end of this. Has he found his man? Donnarumma deals with it effortlessly. Forward it goes. Sampdoria were impressive in their last outing and brilliantly orchestrated by the manager. Lanzini! Oh, that is asking for trouble. Chiesa passes it square. And it's fair too. It's on Malcolm! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to.
Chiesa. Lanzini. Loose ball, who's going to get that? Oh, he's had a shot! He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Lanzini is effectively being marked out of the game here.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Hoists it forward. Manolo Gabbiadini plays it backwards and has a pop! Oh, that is rather wayward.
They're probably getting frustrated by the lack of chances, I suppose.
Fiorentina have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution. A warm ovation on his way off, and that is the least he deserves.
I think he's put in a good shift and their fans appreciate that. I think he can feel pretty happy with the contribution he's made.
And it's Mirallas. There too. Your impression so far, Jim?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist Peter in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now.
Has a hit! And that has been clubbed away. Over to the left. No way through there. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Mirallas.
Fiorentina are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Alexandro tries to get it forward quickly. Benteke plays it out to the wing. Ball's loose, who's getting there? And it's been taken straight back.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage. Fiorentina really have been alive to interceptions and picking off any loose balls.
Benteke gets on the end of it.
Fiorentina probably could have killed things off, but they should be okay here.
Tries to get it forward quickly. Forward it goes. Mirallas.
I think it's time for them to concentrate on closing this one out.
And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something had to be done. I suppose it did need a little change.
Gets it upfield. Just a few more moments for them to hang on. And the referee brings it to a close. Terrific contest. It really might have tipped either way. The margins were tiny, just a goal in it. But that was it. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, a result which owed much to grind and graft, Peter. Not the prettiest of wins, but a very professional performance, I would say. And a clean sheet, of course, is always very welcome.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks very much, Jim. It's a very good day to you from both of us. Well, hello and welcome to what amounts to football heaven. It doesn't get a whole lot better than this. The conditions are utopian. The sky is blue and the players are with us for a football match so widely and keenly anticipated. Truly, this is pristine, and the level of expectation and excitement is reflected in the smiling faces of the crowd. They know it means so much, and they also experience between them a great sense of privilege at being able to attend this most special of games. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing arena, absolutely picture perfect for a game of this nature. The action has already started. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Franck Ribéry. He's got brilliant technical ability, and that allows him to dribble his way out of some very tight spaces.
Goes for goal! Comes under pressure and it's come loose. Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Malcolm, Ribéry, big chance! Defending of, it's Hammers! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
The keeper really dug out his defence then, a magnificent effort.
And he's there to clear it. Fiorentina are on a great run, 5 wins in a row. And it's Ribéry. Ribéry brings the ball forward. Oh, he's found him in space! And that'll go straight through to the keeper. Tries to get it forward quickly. Vertu. Florenzi. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Has gone out. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. And that's been washed straight back. Good idea, just poorly executed. And it's James Rodriguez. Chance! He's gone for it! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
Well, the work rate to win the ball back was fantastic, and it set up the opportunity. That's great effort.
Looks to drop one in. And that has been cleared. It's one! Just off target.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Ribéry. Danger averted for now. Fabinho. There too. Ribéry. That's a... Malcolm! Oh, real danger here. And another time! And that has been clubbed away. There too. And here's James. Good ball. And Ribéry! A real chance to break. There's the through ball.
Peter, we can only applaud that quality of tackle in the circumstances. It was probably goal-saving.
And it's Ribéry. Good take, and he's had a look. Tries a shot!
Oh, I like the little feint he came up with to produce the effort. Very, very tidy.
Up towards the front line. Oh, good interception. Ribéry. He's had the shoots! Cleared without complication. And it's fair too. Keeper's ball. Forward it goes. Vertu gets into the right position to intercept. So who's he picking out? And there's the end of the first half. Though both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. The midway point of the game.
Fiorentina ended that first half in such a strong fashion. I think we'll just have to wait and see now if they can rekindle that drive and that determination. It's been great commitment, and that has to be maintained in the second half.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Fiorentina clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes...
Going for goal! And it's a goal!
Well, that's what the top players do. The ability to seize the initiative at crucial times in the game. And now this second half has a completely different outlook.
That was a given. It always was.
Well, he made it obvious as to where the pass should be played, Peter, and it made the finish look that bit easier.
Fiorentina break the deadlock.
Well, whatever the manager said in that dressing room at half-time, it's worked a treat.
Cuts it out. Marquinhos. Fiorentina were relieved to hold on for a win last time round and go again now. Ribéry. Gets into a dangerous position. Vertu. Ball through needs to be good here. Malcolm. That's gone a long way up and away. Chip through. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Ribéry. Now it's Ribéry. Oh, he's got a crucial block in there. Hoists it forward. He's made sure that that won't get through. And it's Ribéry. And he's there to hoof it away. Well, they can break here. Tries to dink it in.
Well, this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Spot on, Peter.
Ribéry. James Rodriguez. He's through. He's had a shot! And in it goes! And there's the goal they've been looking for.
Fiorentina produced a lovely sequence of passes there. It's a terrific brand of football to watch, and importantly, it is a strong end product.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Fiorentina grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
Delivers across. Rodriguez gets it out to the wing. And it's played forward. Fiorentina get it back again. Fabinho. Marquinhos. And it's Alexandro. This is promising. Tries to locate someone up front. And it's been taken straight back. Looking to hit the front line. And that's put paid to a promising move. James. Now it's Mirallas. Gets the better of his man. Oh, shooting chance! And it's there! And they are cruising away. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
Fiorentina take a 3-goal lead, and they are romping out of sight. Drives it towards the front. The ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Forward it goes. Chiesa. Fabinho. And it's James Rodriguez. Mirallas. Alexandro is charging up on the overlap. Tries one! Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. What a throw in. James. That intervention was very necessary. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A demolition, destruction, annihilation. They simply ran away with it. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you, Jim, and goodbye. Well, a very warm welcome to you on this most pleasantly clear evening. Conditions absolutely beautiful. Perfect for the beautiful game. Temperatures are kind as well. No doubt playing a hand in high attendance levels as well as an elevated level of anticipation here. Surely this is the hot ticket going around in this neck of the woods. It surely must be. Well, this really is a great venue. It adds so much character to every game it stages. We have already started here. Could move up a gear here. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Babacar. Out to the right. Berardi. Fiorentina have been just so good at home. You couldn't find fault, Jim.
No, I think they've been brilliant at home. A wonderful success story. I feel I must pay tribute to a side with
real chance! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to. Well, they would seem to be trying to expose the centre of that defence to runners.
It makes for some terrific movement.
It does, and they may be hit on the break because obviously it requires...
He's had a shot! It's broken loose! Berardi finds himself back in the starting side for the first time in a while. James Rodriguez. Ribéry. Has he found his man? Cuts it out. He's got through. Dashing forward at pace. Hits one! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Fiorentina have been mighty impressive in defence just recently. And it's James Rodriguez. Still goalless. He's got away. Just brushed off the ball there. So who's he picking out? Now it's Babacar. Babacar. Oh, the defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Alexandro. James Rodriguez. Going for goal! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Tries a header! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Drives it towards the front. He's made sure that that won't get through. Malcolm. Ribéry. Forward it goes. Out for a throw. That's not going to go down too well with his teammates. Vertu tries to get it forward quickly, and it's James Rodriguez. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Gets the better of his man. That's gone a long way up and away. Done very well to intervene. Now it's Babacar, and the counter is on. Vertu. James. Ribéry. Alexandro. It's a loose ball. Chance! It's anyone's ball. Oh, real danger here. Hoists it forward. Babacar. Chance to break. Babacar proving impossible to wrestle off the ball. And it's played forward. And the half-time whistle goes. So now the team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goals. So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. There's the start of the second half.
Fiorentina clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know the score doesn't quite reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes, things really should improve.
Sassuolo coming into this game on the back of a really good result, and their boss must take an awful lot of credit for that.
Well, Peter, you just can't argue with the substitutions. They were spot on, and the timing of each were perfect too. That sort of decisive management is a winning formula in itself.
Away from immediate danger. Shapes to shoot! And for a moment, time stood still. Ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. The crowd appreciates good football all round there. Malcolm. James Rodriguez. And Ribéry! And the ball's come out, and the follow-up. He's looking to get there first. And that has been clubbed away. Still nothing to reflect upon in terms of goals here. It is 1-0. And he heaves it forward. Did really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. He's picked him, and they've been caught out here. Vertu. Well, no doubt someone is being given special treatment here.
Yeah, and they've made him a clear target of their focus to keep him as quiet as they possibly can.
Gets away from his opponents. He gets past his man. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. That's not going to make it. Hoists it forward. Now a chance to break. Tries to get it forward quickly.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
And it's Berardi. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Fabinho. There too. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. And out to safety. James. Into the last quarter of an hour. Ribéry. A buccaneering run from the defender. Shot a goal! That has certainly tested the keeper.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes work ultra sharp.
Forward it goes. Looks to dink one in.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And it's Ribéry. It's come through. Malcott shoots! They've scored!
Well, if ever there was a perfect time to score, I think we just witnessed it.
Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
That's just a great finish, but it's down to very clever movement. You can see this has been obviously worked on the training ground. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and it all came good.
We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Fiorentina break the deadlock.
Oh, this is fully deserved for me because they've shown great heart and spirit. It's there to win from here, or dare I say, throw it away now.
Alexandro appears to be in some real discomfort. Is it his leg?
Yeah, and the manager's concerned too. Substitution time perhaps, or maybe not, we'll see.
Looks as though he's going to see if he can shake it off. Florenzi. Fiorentina just have to run down the clock. Chiesa. Benteke.
I think it's time for them to concentrate on closing this one out.
Locatelli. Now it's Babacar. Plays it out to the flank. Fabinho has given away a free kick. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. And time is up. Fiorentina win it by the only goal. Result, no question, the most important thing, however it came. Final score, 1-0. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable fashion.
That's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, hello, a very warm welcome to you for this evening's game. Regrettably, the weather has been extremely unkind to us here. It is wet and blustery and remarkably inhospitable. Despite all of that, it is good to see that the faithful from both sides have apparently been undeterred. We have a terrific turnout here. The atmosphere is bubbling despite these adverse conditions. All we need now is for the game to live up to its initial billing. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. Well, I thought about the opposition here, Jim. They are a team that is stuttering badly.
Well, if ever a win was needed, Peter, then they'd obviously like it to be here. However, there's no need for them to get over-anxious about their current run. They have to retain a composure about their work and get back to what they're good at. Should they rekindle a full commitment from every individual, if they don't win this one, next, they have to maintain belief.
And already we're underway here. In with the challenge. Fiorentina are the league's top scorers, formidable in front of goal. Benteke. Brescia are still suffering horribly in front of their own supporters. No home wins. Fair to say, I think, a cautious start from both teams. And it's Benteke. Florenzi has come steaming up from the back for this. Good clearance and very necessary. And it's been taken straight back. Brescia contested that thriller-minute draw last time. Attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Loose ball, who's going to get that? It is deadlocked. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. James Rodriguez. There's the through ball. Now it's Benteke. Ben shoots! Goal! Fiorentina! And it's Fiorentina who take the lead.
Fiorentina are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Fiorentina take the lead, 1-0.
And that ought to be the trigger for a really exciting and entertaining game from here on.
Oh, some tackle that. Ribery tries to get it forward quickly. And he has been fouled there. This could spell danger. He's tried one! Just off target.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Florenzi. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Hoists it forward. Just brushed off the ball there. And now the breakaway. That's great strength on the ball. Well, the defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Cut out in the nick of time. Forward it goes. Chance to break. Benteke. Ribery, he does have an assist to his name. And it's played forward. He spotted the run and played him through. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, you obviously have to give credit to the front men for the half-time lead, but I think the midfield can really pat themselves on the back too. They worked tirelessly for me.
Fiorentina come in, having established that lead. A game where the narrative is, at least in terms of the scoreline, so far so good. And the game has already resumed here.
Fiorentina going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
Chiesa. Fiorentina have a terrific defensive record over the last 5. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's had a go! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Benteke looked very impressive there, well, at least until he got into a shooting position, something I'm sure he'll want to have a go at again.
Brescia keep the ball, but can't do anything meaningful with it. Tries to get it forward quickly. This could fall anywhere! He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. He's pinged one through here. He gets past his man. Can he find a finish now? All a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. And they've been caught out here. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Mateu. Gone out for a throw-in. Chiesa. Chiesa plays it in.
That's a case of crossing in hope, and unless they provide some more options, it'll be more missed than hit.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
He came in hard, very hard. No complaints about that challenge. Robust, but fair. Battles to win it back. Vertu with a definite foul there. And he has shown him a yellow card. Fiorentina are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. Has a goal!
Oh, denied brilliantly. Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Can it shapes to shoot? It's in! There seemed no way back, but they are level. Great reactions in front of goal. He just saw what was on.
Oh, Peter, you can't teach that. You either have it or you don't. His anticipation is on another level to everyone else's. Superb.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Look, get your seatbelts on because this is showing all the signs of another roller coaster ride.
Oh, he's found him in space. Mirallas. Danger averted for now. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. He's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Forward it goes.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner. Yeah, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? And it's good to see that the crowd appreciate his efforts because he has put in a real honest shift.
And it's James Rodriguez. And here's Muriel. Now it's Mirallas. Gets away from... Has a pop! Tries to get it clear. And here's James. He's gone for it! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good. Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
Vertu. Fiorentina have to get it into the box and quickly. And that's been levered clear.
You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal here.
And back to base. Keeper sends it forward. Quick ball forward. Luis Muriel. Big chance! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
Luis Muriel has totally spurned another one-on-one for his team. This is costly waste.
And that is it. The referee has seen enough. So nothing between them after all of that, and you can't really argue with the result. Neither manager too unhappy with the outcome, and the fans really well entertained. It's all square in the end. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, if this was a game where both sides played to their strengths, there could only have been one winner, but ifs don't count in football.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Well, whatever time of day or night it is with you, welcome along to a game which is threatened, I have to tell you, by a rather forbidding weather forecast. The expectation is for quite heavy rain as the game grows older this evening. It hasn't arrived just yet, but it will do shortly. Glad to report, though, that that hasn't affected the crowd, who are here in good number and indeed in good voice. And the game will be underway very soon. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. And already we're underway here. So the signal to start the final round of fixtures in part 1 of 2 this season. There are a few waiting for it. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be outmuscled. This could fall anywhere! He's had a go! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
James Rodriguez. Malcolm. And he's... Malcolm! Oh, that's a fine save!
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
get it away. He's pinged one through here. Now it's Gervinho. Fiorentina are just so strong away from home, yet to lose on opposition territory. Gervinho. Fabinho gets it back. And it's Ribery. James Rodriguez. And Ribery! Repelled by the keeper. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Kuchka gets it away. James. Gets it back. And here's Ribery. Malcolm. And a shot! Away from immediate danger. And it's fair. Goes for goal! Ribery. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Ribery. Quick shapes to shoot! In for the pieces! Goal! Fiorentina! And it's Fiorentina who take the lead. He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
A 1-0 lead established.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
Well, that's clearly not what he wanted to do. The ball has crossed the line, and it's a throw. He gets past his man. Fired in. Ball's out. It'll be a throw-in again. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? He's gone for it! That's a half-decent try.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Fabinho. Fiorentina are leading with half-time drawing close. Malcolm. James Rodriguez. Now it's Luca Rigoni. That's a decent ball. He shoots! Malcolm. And it's James Rodriguez. Has a pop! Really well taken goal. All too easy. They are in danger of disappearing out of sight.
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
Fiorentina grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
Driving on, a real charge here. Lovely feet. Luca Rigoni. And it's half-time here. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
Fiorentina in control at half-time, 2-0. There's the start of the second half. Malcolm. Kuczka. Tries to get it forward quickly. Timely intervention. Florenzi. There too. Malcolm. Ribéry. That is terrific skill. There too. Good take, and he's had a look. And the finish! And it's there! And the lead is extended still further. What about that, Jim Beglin?
Yeah, and teamwork was key to that. A beautiful piece of engineering to set him free in the box.
He's made it 3. Quite a day at the office for him.
Oh, he's been unstoppable in this match. Every single time he's been in possession, he's looked a threat.
So here comes the substitution. Three without reply. This is becoming a stroll. And here's Biabiani. Biabiani has been caught there, it's a foul. Just deflected over the goal line for a corner. Bruno Alves with the short one. Aimed in towards the centre. Defending of the desperate variety. That's Chavinho. Ribéry. That's clear cut, it's a free kick. That's off target.
Well, that was just asking too much of himself from there.
And it's Biabiani. In with the challenge.
They're actually not getting too tough.
The referee's awarded a free kick. Fabinho. James. Bruno Alves. Kuczka. Bruno Alves. Drives it towards the front. Well played, he saw that coming. Fabinho. The ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Malcolm drives it forward. Well, he acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Caught offside that time. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Chiesa. Lanzini. He's had a look. Forward it goes. Rigoni. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. And it's Benteke. Florenzi goes on an adventurous run. Chiesa, he's had a shot! They've scored! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now!
Fiorentina are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Parma are making a change now.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something had to be done. I suppose it did need a little change.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. There too. Malcolm. And he's cut it out. Defence has got rid of that. Luca Ricconi tries lifting it over. Here it comes. Just brushed off the ball there. No, that's not the ball he wanted. And here's Gervinho. Has a hit! And it's Luca Ricconi. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Brilliant save from Donnarumma! He's kept it out, that's a great save. Four extra minutes added on. Fabinho. Lanzini. Out to the left it goes. Chiesa gets away from his opponent. Benteke hits it! And that has been cleared. And a second time! Hoists it forward. So that's it. It is all over. A great day for attacking football. The artists have painted their pretty pictures. Only one team in it. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Fiorentina simply made their superiority count. They found cruise control quite early and didn't need to go to turbo.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.